Hi Gemini, how are you? I got your cards out for you here for the month of June. Listen, thank you for clicking on the video. Let's get right into it. Recent past in your headspace. You got the Ten of Cups here in the reverse. So I feel like you might have been a little bit worried in the recent past about, you know, what's the best course of action for everyone involved. How can we make everyone happy? And it might have caused a little bit of distress in your mind, you know. It felt like maybe some balance was needed here. It feels more like a, you know what, fuck all this. Let me just do what I know is the right way for me. And if I'm happy, I can make others happy too. So how that plays out, you know, for whatever reason, I'm just feeling like you were kind of shying away from emotions, trying to figure out the best course of action here in the recent past. You know, with that Ten of Cups there in the reverse, I just felt like some things might be incomplete. You might have suffered some separations or considered some separations, and you felt pretty drained. And those were the things that you were trying to come to resolve in your minds, you know, my lovely Geminis. You guys think about it. Take a second. Matter of fact, you could take a whole week. Okay, but in your heart of hearts here, I feel like with this Knight of Pentacles in reverse, there was some stalls, some delays, some things that, you know, might have started and stopped. As far as your love life goes, Gemini, you feel like you had to give up on a love relationship. You just had to give up. Rather than thinking that it was the end of your love life, it was just a matter of thinking of it as just a temporary stall. You know, you're headed in the right direction because we're in a cycle, a circle. So whether you turn left or turn right, whether you stop now or stop later, you're still going to end up in the destination that you're supposed to. As far as your money goes, it feels like the more you are unbalanced emotionally, the more it affects your financial health. So, a little attitude adjustments might have been necessary here. You know, you just might have found yourself really edgy, really crackling, and it might have just had a lot to do with that Mercury retrograde getting started. You guys are ruled by Mercury, so it does affect you first and foremost before the other signs. So, you know, you might have just found that your attitude towards things and your approach to communication and things might have put a lot of people on their hind legs. Okay. Subconsciously though, you had the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So through it all, you know that, you know, subconsciously it was, you knew that people wouldn't approve of your plans, your lifestyle, you know, just being at odds, I feel like, with everyone and trying to maintain balance and control. It might have caused you a bit of I just feel, you know, arguments or just not being able to have things flow naturally there. Where you are now, though, for the month of June, you've got the Five of Wands in reverse. And I'm kind of glad that it's in reverse, so that means that you were able to avoid making matters worse, you know. You might have, you know, the little time off or the pause and the separations might have given you a chance to see who's been trying to push you, manipulate you, and where you need to renegotiate the terms on some of your relationships, how things have been working out so far. Okay. You might have felt like you had to been on tippy toes right now. It just feels like, you know, you can't figure out the right things to say and everything, and just blame it on Mercury retrograde. I sure would. Finances might seem to be, you know, 1 minute it seems like everything's gonna be okay, and then no, disaster. So it's a little bit of back and forth. It feels like you just needed to take the blindfolds off there. So there's just one thing that you were doing or not doing, and you were trying to make it all make sense, and it wasn't working. So once you've come to that moment of clarity, that aha moment, you should see some real progress and a second chance here in the month of June. Okay, Gemini? In your heart of hearts, you've got the 9 of Swords in reverse. So what this really indicates, in your heart of hearts, you know that you need to focus on your spirituality, working on your perception, and making your fantasies a reality. You know, sans the attitude, you know. So you might have tried to do it the bossy way before, and that didn't really go over well with your people. So now, maybe just coming from a more spiritually grounded, protected place, you might be able to see some progress, which is what we are here for. We got to get around. Life is a cycle. We've got to get around. This is a good indication that putting your money concerns, it might have felt like, let me just focus on money. That's the easiest thing because you can't come to terms with people's emotions. But honestly, if you stop focusing on the money, get the rest of your shit together, your emotional health, your spiritual health together, your money pans out in the end. Okay, subconsciously you've got the 3 of Wands in reverse. So I just feel like it has a lot to do with the investments that you've made so far. Maybe you, in your love relationships, you might have come to a complete standstill with your partners, and you might have needed a couple days to lick your wounds, but here you are, you're ready to move on now, and I'm so proud of you, Gemini. You are fantastic. It feels like subconsciously you want the best of everything, but with your money being on the kaputs, up and down, just checking in with yourself spiritually. Are you trying to purchase more or buy more to prove that you are stable? Either way, materialism is not the way, and you know that. You're very intellectual, you're very intelligent, you completely understand. Moderation is the key. Subconsciously, you know. You just have to moderate yourself, you know. Check your attitude. Here you are in the near future, this month, on your mind is show them what you got. The 3 of Pentacles. This is putting in that hard work and showing it off, you know, working together, success, hard work, being noticed. This is growth, and you've got it on your mind. In your love relationships, you know, you might be feeling like an afterthought to people coming up. Trying to balance out the work-life relationships, the relationships with your kids, your family, and your independence. And, you know, I know, Gemini, one of your biggest caveats is, just because I love you doesn't mean I have to stay with you forever and ever, every day. I love you, but I'll be back, and I will be back. So it's the trust, you know. As far as your money comes or goes, this is also a good indicator that any money that was owed to you, that was kind of stalled in the recent past, it should start rolling in towards the middle of June. Okay, so good luck with that. I'm proud of you for that. In your heart of hearts, in the near future, you've got the Judgment here. So what that really means is I feel like you've gotten a second chance to make things right. Okay, as far as your love life goes, you might have gone through the separation since May, and now here in the middle of June, I feel like there's a chance for you guys to reunite. You might just get that phone call. You might not get back together, but at least you get, you know, some kind of closure. It also feels like you might get a call that tells you like, oh, you forgot that you had, you know, invested in this particular thing, so here's your money back. So I just feel like in the middle of June, Gemini, expect your money to come rolling back in. All of the losses that you swore you took in the recent past and you found your way without them, I feel like as a reward for being grateful, going back into your spiritual health and making sure that you are being true to yourself, this opens the door for the faucets of the money comes back into you. Your outcome for the month of June is this Ace of Cups. I saw this on Taurus's read. It's in your minds, you know, to be open for new relationships now that you've gotten all of your debts settled and some things have, you know, that were stalled have now started to flow towards the end of the month. I feel like here's a chance for you to really accept and appreciate your spirituality. I'm seeing you, you know, really being appreciative. Like you might have been in the middle of the month worried about something, but your intuition was telling you to keep plugging at this or plugging at that, and now you see the benefits, you reap the rewards towards the end of the month. Happy birthday, by the way, Gemini. Just remember, moderation is the key. So don't go buy a Benz. Just get a monthly Metro card, okay? It'll do just the same, making sure that you can get there, okay? Your advice for the month is the Devil in reverse. So what this is saying is do not make decisions out of fear. Okay, this is time for you to practice really humility and being vulnerable. Answer the phone and don't try to outsmart them. Just listen. Does anger, hate, or resentment get the best of you? Here's your chance. If you keep praying for a chance to be more patient, they're gonna keep giving you tests on patience. So when it comes up that you need to exuberate some more patience, here is what you've been praying for. You've been praying for a chance to be patient. Here's your chance. Here's your chance to not try to control people physically. Here's your chance to accept that there is a such thing called luck. You don't need to be afraid, okay, Gemini? There is a such thing called luck. You have gotten a second chance by the end of the month, and this is more proof that you don't necessarily have to try and stack the deck in your favor, okay? It's been a rocky road in your relationships as far as love goes, but things are going to start to pan out towards the end of the month as long as you really tap into your own spirituality and find that inner peace, what makes you actually feel balanced, okay? Don't try to overcompensate for what you lost, you know. So maybe you might have been a little bit late with some of the bills or whatever, so that's no need for you to now try to pay 5 months in advance or whatever. Moderation. This is your advice. Moderation. Don't get too extreme this month, and you should see plenty of the benefits rolling back in for you. See, even though you might have been prickly in the recent past and you might have gotten up at arms, the universe wants to give you a second chance, and you just have to not be too much of up at arms in order to see that you are loved just the way you are. Hit me up for a personal reading, because I feel like you guys might need a little bit of extra advice on who's who and what's what coming up. Okay, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next month. Peace.